Welcome to Spiritual Rebirth Tarot. It's so nice to have you here. I'm Madelyn, and today we'll be talking about the reading for the air signs, and it is for November 15 through 21. And what I would like to do is to pull a fairy card for you guys. To kind of start the reading, take a look at the message from the fairy, from the book, and things like that. And then go into a reading with the tarot cards. So let us begin by asking for divine guidance. Okay. So yeah, first thing we want to do is take a look at a fairy card for the air signs. Now, if this resonates, please hit the thumbs up button. Even if it doesn't, that'd be great. And then like and share and subscribe. Subscribe to the channel, because that would be really great. And help other people to know that we're here. And kind of those kind of things. Also, comment down below if anything does resonate with you, or you'd like to share anything with me. Okay, so we'll put some Reiki energy into the deck so we can get the fairy that is for you, the air signs, this week. Okay. So I started your reading earlier, and I wasn't able to do it. And so I started again right now, and I got the same card. So this is the air signs card, fairy card for this week. It's you know, those synchronicity constantly coming out type thing. So the green woman. And she's all about growth. She's a wild wonder out in nature, watching things grow. She reminds us to take the patience that we need to watch those things in our life grow, and all kinds of beautiful things, concepts of growth and beauty over time. And you know, it's kind of interesting. She has these beautiful kind of like horns, almost like a stag, coming out of her head. And of course the stag is very precious to me. And then underneath is the sylph. Really beautiful energy. Okay, so the green woman, okay, it's interesting because she's someone who, in some other readings that I watched, she's my counterpart. So to me, because I'm more of a masculine, divine masculine energy, and so my counterpart is more of a feminine energy, and she was a card that kept coming up as my counterpart. And so it's kind of cool that I thought, well, maybe that first part of the reading was just for me. But then when I pulled it again, and she's coming out again, she's really for the air signs collective for this week. So I'm going to read a couple things. Wildness, natural magic, expectant gratitude, and untrammeled creativity. The green woman reminds us where the ground is fertile, something will grow. It may be nettles or thistles or roses or carrots or sandburrs or peaches, but there will be something, because fertile earth never remains empty. You know, it's kind of funny because here in the desert where I live in New Mexico, not as many things grow like per square inch. I think it partly has to do with the nutrients, but it also has to do with the water, because pretty much the sun shining all the time. There's really not a lot of water coming down. And on the other hand, where I grew up when I was a kid is up in Washington State on the west side, where it just rains and rains and rains and rains and rains, and the soil is very fertile because things have been growing there for so many years and dying and rejuvenating the soil. Also, it's around a lot of rivers that carry a lot of, fertility and things. So there's something growing everywhere. It's like somebody said to me, "Did you notice that there's moss growing on everything?" And it kind of is true. So, it's like an overabundance of growth or an underabundance of growth, but wherever the soil is fertile, something will grow. And the other thing, kind of at the last sentence that I really like, she also reminds us of material reward ahead and of the harvest seeds we have planted and nurtured. So look at your life so far, and unless you're like 5 years old or something, you have planted seeds, and those seeds are ready to come up. And we do need to nurture them. She counsels boldness and perseverance in the face of adversity, yet she also reminds us that sometimes the only action we can take is to wait patiently and keep growing. And I know so many times we really get in a hurry. But if you get in a hurry when you're gardening, you'll end up pulling the important plants and not just the weeds. And so that's, she's all about kind of that confident waiting, knowing that things will grow. So with that energy in mind, let's take a look at the week ahead. And I want to do the Celtic cross. It's been a while. Okay, so we'll start with the situation for the week. It's the horned one, it's the devil energy, but in this deck, it really, to me, reminds me more of a shaman in meditation, looking at your natural side, earthy side. The thing that will actually be our difficulty or struggle this week to go along with the situation is the Ten of Pentacles. And so a feeling of abundance. To me, when you have the Devil card, the Devil energy with the Ten of Pentacles, I feel like that's really coming out with almost like an addiction to gambling, addiction to spending, or addiction to saving. Sometimes, and then some people, they're kind of just nasty and mean about their money, and some people are too giving and too not giving enough, or giving too much. So if you don't have a lot of money right now, I would say that this card, with this, this card with the situation is, talking more about maybe your lack of money, or you're noticing your lack of money and thinking about your lack of money is binding you and keeping you from really growing in the way you could grow. And then if you do have a lot of money, it could be that you have some issues with, letting it go, giving it, or, just kind of holding in. So the situation this week has something to do with wanting to, hold in finances. And even when we don't have a lot of money, we give what we have. So that's really important. So I love the way he puts the questions here for represents the basis of the situation. Okay, so the Three of Swords is the basis for the situation. So your feelings of, you know, inadequacy and lack and not really offering to the world this Ten of Pentacles, or offering to your family maybe this Ten of Pentacles, kind of has a basis in an underlying sadness, grief, despair, unhappy feelings. And so again, it's kind of that concept that, you know, visualizing this happy place and going to this happy place will be harder to do because of these griefs that you're dealing with in your life. So the recent past is the Ace of Swords. So you've had some opportunities, you've had some inspiration, some directions to maybe go, but those are a little attenuated by this feeling of sadness. And then in the present situation, we have the Four of Cups. So, you know, in the past, you were, you know, air signs, you were offered some things, but you haven't really seen them yet or accepted them into your life yet. So even though these things were offered, it's hard to really see what's going on. And if we're talking about the energy of this green woman and her growth principle, you know, it could be that you're feeling really tied down because the Ten of Pentacles just hasn't instantly come into your life. And, you know, things in your life have brought a lot of grief, sadness, and have really kept you from that instantaneous. Well, instead, we really need to be having the patience to watch things slowly grow. And so, you know, a lot of times there's a fair amount of speed and truth and direction with the Ace of Swords. And so you maybe had been hoping that this new idea would be something that would just take off really fast. And so that has kind of led you into the state of despair because that hasn't happened. And in that despair, you're not really seeing all of your options that are being presented to you. And but you know, if she sits there in meditation, those will become clear to her. So the future card is the King of Wands. So in all of this struggle, you know, and difficulty and sadness, you know, you are moving to a really good feeling place, and you know, having a lot of your passions and desires are able to be realized, and those are coming into effect. And so then the next card is your power in the situation. So, your power is happiness and the sun and joy. It could also be your sun sign. So like you are, you know, a Gemini, Aquarius, or Libra, sun. And if you are one of those in your sun sign, it might be your power this week has something to do with your sun sign. So like if you're a Libra, you know, finding balance in your life will help lead you to this King of Wands position where you're able to be more mature in your passions and your desires. And, you know, if you're Aquarius, you know, really bringing in that beautiful hope and healing and direction and passions to life. And Gemini, a lot of communication with people. So those kind of things and happiness itself are going to be the power that will help you to overcome this despondency and despair that you have. And then what the world, what the environment has to offer you is the Page of Swords. So it might be that someone's going to be coming to you with a message about truth and honesty. And it may be something you want to hear, and it may not be something you want to hear, depending on, you know, what kind of truth or honesty that's coming to you. And the hopes and fears are the Five of Cups. And so actually, I think this is like a perfect hope and fear card. Because on the one hand, you know, he's hoping that the cups are still there and they're still full. The hope that there's the castle that he can go to across the way and find refuge and strength. And at the same time, there's this despair and the sadness and the fear, you know, that things have broken and fallen apart and he has nowhere to go and nowhere to be. And so this week, you can make a choice. You know, are you going to go toward your hope, which is toward that, the really happy place is being prepared for you? Or are you going to look only at the negative and the fears of that, you know, you're a failure, that things aren't enough, things aren't good enough. And that's kind of a lot of what this Devil energy with the 10 Pentacles together, you know, is all about, is, you know, being tied into a state of fear over not being able to offer to the world, to your family, what you really want. And so the outcome is the Hermit. And so the Hermit, you know, is both seeking your own solace, your own advice, kind of going into meditation and prayer and study, and just kind of being by yourself in a time alone. And the Hermit is also going and seeking that instructor that's out in the woods, that lives in a little, you know, cave out in the woods. The Hermit, you know, going and seeking them, finding their instruction, finding their direction and their guidance. So the outcome of this week may be a combination of, you know, being your own instructor and finding your own way, and then also, you know, being led to someone who's going to help and guide you. And the underneath of the deck is the Hierophant. You know, so the Hierophant, there's a Virgo energy with the Hermit, a Taurus energy with the Hierophant, and the Leo with the Sun. So we really have a lot of, and then Temperance under that is Sagittarius. So finding, you know, Temperance is all about finding balance in your life. And finding direction and hope in your life. And that might be in a very big way. You know, with the Hierophant, you know, you're kind of looking at the big picture, the big government, the big church, you know, the overwhelming. But then also in this card, he's kind of being a hermit. See how he's like pulling back and pulling away from everything, even his harp, which he loves. And so, you know, to me, the Hierophant and the Temperance together, and they're actually both 5. So 5 might be an important number for this week for you, air signs. Looking at both the Hierophant and the Temperance, and, you know, bringing them together, that, you know, balancing the big picture. So let me pull a couple of cards for a few of these. Excuse me. Okay. So why is the Devil card here? Why is the Devil card in this situation? the Seven of Pentacles, which really has to do with patience, you know, waiting for things to grow. So the Devil card could be here, you know, reminding us. And then this other is the Knight of Pentacles. So it's again something that's very slow. And the next one, the Empress, which is about growth. So I think that the Devil card is here reminding you to sit here quietly and watch the growth that the green woman is talking about. And as you sit here quietly and watch this growth happen slowly, it's going to lead you to this Ten of Pentacles and King of Wands. Okay. And then, let's say, why is the Sun here? So in the extended, let's look at the energies of the Sun, so Leo, Taurus, and Virgo. And look at those energies in the extended, and also the hopes and fears, blocks, advice from our higher self, and a few of those things. Okay, so the Sun is the Page of Cups, the Knight of Wands, and the Page of Pentacles. So we have two pages. The Four of Cups again, and the Ace of Wands. Oh, underneath is the Ace of Pentacles. So it's a lot of new energy. So this Sun, really, this power that you have is really going to be embracing the new. Embracing this. I mean, now we have the Ace of Swords as well, so the only ace we don't have is the Ace of Cups. And so really embracing the thing that you love. You know, that's what this is talking about with the Page of Cups. And then, you know, running into your passions and desires and your interests. And then again with, you know, so it's really, it's accepting, you know, that offer. Right presently, you know, this new is being offered to you. And the question is, you know, are you going to take a hold of it? And as you take a hold of it, it's going to be the power that you need for this week. And so, you know, not just sitting in stagnation, but constantly growing and moving into the truth. Okay, let's take a look at the Hermit. So the Devil energy is Capricorn. So we'll look at the Capricorn. So, and we also had Sagittarius. So we have quite a few signs that we'll take a look at. So the Hermit is the Knight of Cups and the Ten of Cups and the Sun. So the outcome of the Hermit, so this time of contemplation, meditation, you know, finding that person that's going to help be your teacher, leader, and guide this week, you know, will pull you into those things that you love, the passions that you love, and really bring you into this loving, happy place. You know, it's both the, to get both the Ten of Cups and the Sun together is like this ultimate, you know, happy joy kind of a feeling. So that's the energy of the outcome of this week. Okay, so and then let's take a look at the Hierophant. So it's the Taurus energy. So the King of Pentacles, which goes along with that Earth energy, the Six of Cups, and the Knight of Swords. And underneath is the Ace of Swords again. Oh, and the Hierophant. What do you know? And the Moon. So, you know, this Taurus energy, this really, you know, down to earth, yet sophisticated and knowing what they want in life kind of energy is coming to you. And it was also, it was the underneath of the deck. So kind of like the underlying energies of the reading. And so, again, the King of Pentacles is going to take a lot of time to grow. You know, the family is really growing. Maybe not in size, but maybe in understanding. And the Knight of Swords kind of rushing in with this Ace of Swords. So there's a lot of rushing forward this week. Okay, so to me, the message this week is, you know, through sadness and loss, you're getting kind of bogged down in feeling like you're not growing fast enough, and that things aren't going fast enough for you toward the Ten of Pentacles. But remember that your energy is the Green Woman, and that, you know, fertile soil will grow. So it's nice I wore green today. You know, fertile soil will grow. Things will move forward. So come on over to the extended. The link is below in the description. And we'll be looking at the zodiac signs. We have Capricorn, Virgo, Taurus, Sagittarius, and Leo. So we'll look at those. We'll also look at some of the blocks that you'll be facing this week. And, you know, trying to get to this beautiful, you know, happy, happy, joy kind of place that is being represented this week by the Hermit. Okay, so I will see you over there.